Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 209.
209.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. They have about 80 travel agents, and they can help you get the best price for your, we'll say Walt Disney World or any other Disney vacation. This is a great time for, I don't want to say Christmas because we're almost there at this point, but the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival is just a few months away at this point. I can't believe we're thinking of spring because it's so cold out.
Well, not to mention cruises, Adventures by Disney, all kinds of things.
Disneyland.
That's
so
right.
They are specialists in that.
So check them out. Also, the allears.net newsletter.
So this is a free newsletter, and each newsletter has a feature article, news bites, tips, and updates. And this week's newsletter, again, this is a free newsletter, features resort treasures in plain sight that you might overlook, which I have not read yet. Tips about water misters in the parks, information on holiday happenings all around Walt Disney World, and special DVC news, including a free behind-the-scenes walking tour of Old Key West and much more. And actually, I wouldn't mind taking that Old Key West tour, even though we're not DVC.
Well, make sure you check out
West.
the show notes for all the information on how to subscribe allears.net newsletter.
And we're heading into Disney's Animal Kingdom Park, which is where we're starting this show.
All right, and just in advance, I want to apologize if my voice isn't perfect. I'm getting over a cold, and I put this off as much as possible, but today is the day.
Right, we needed to do
get
it.
it done. So anyway, we're going to start off and take a look at the Animal Kingdom Christmas tree, which is pretty much the same every year, but I do like all the addition of the Disney characters at the bottom.
Right, I like Piglet and Roo, all the different characters, and Jiminy Cricket is on the other side. But this tree hasn't, I don't remember it being like ever different, but actually one of my favorites is a lion. For some reason, I like those lion decorations.
Right, and of course, it's very beautiful at night, too. So one of the most unique Disney Christmas trees in the world, I think.
Well, I think also just the decorations around Disney's Animal Kingdom Park, there's a lot of recycled items. I think they're very unique.
And here is a character you don't always see. I shouldn't say character. It's a living thing. It's divine.
A living thing.
Yes.
She's a camouflaged performer. But she's been here, I think she's been here since the beginning of the park.
Oh, yeah. Long time.
I don't know if it's the same performer, but it's always interesting. Like, she just kind of stands there. And then a lot of times guests don't know what to make of her. Like when we were here.
Yeah, there was a crowd around, I think.
There was a crowd, but they were kind of watching her, and nobody would go near her.
I was the first one. Everyone was afraid to go up there.
And as soon as you did, then everybody else did.
Started a trend.
Yes.
Anyway, it's the Tree of Life here. We're, again, at Disney's Animal Kingdom, sort of establishing our day.
And the Tree of Life is 145 feet tall, 50 feet wide at the base, 300 carvings, and it houses It's Tough to Be a Bug. And there are some trails open that weren't open the last time we were there.
And we'll take a look at that later on in the show, but right now it's Mickey and Minnie in their Christmas attire, and I always love meeting them.
And this is one of the more popular meet and greets right now because they are in their Christmas outfits, and we saw King Louie and Baloo. I think they just wear the scarves.
Yeah, King Louie and Baloo aren't exactly overdone in their outfits, are they?
No. But we did see Dale, I believe, today with a different outfit. So you can look outside of Animal Kingdom. Also, you may see some outfits.
And what's good about this particular meet and greet is Fast Pass.
Yes, and so we knew we were going to get right in. I don't think the line was too long anyway at this time. This meet and greet does close earlier.
I think it closed at about 4. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So it's get there early to see Mickey and Minnie in their Christmas attire. Anyway, now let's talk about Pandora, the world of Avatar.
And that's being built. I believe it's opening next summer. They haven't given an exact date yet. But
Summer.
But we've been seeing, the rocks, and they look kind of the same as they've looked for a while. Pandora, the world of Avatar, is being built in the former Camp Minnie Mickey. We do miss those Christmas trees.
Oh,
They
yeah.
used to have these trails with not only all the characters in their outfits, but also the Christmas trees that were really like a Pocahontas Christmas tree and a Mickey
themed
and
to
Minnie.
particular characters.
Very nice trees. So I kind of miss those.
Speaking of trees, that was like a bioluminescent, but it wasn't luminescent.
There's no
but
luminescent.
It was some kind of Avatar Pandora tree.
Is
there.
that true?
It looked like it.
And right here we have the bridge, which was opened up, I guess, a couple weeks ago or so. We had not been over until now. But there's going to be Avatar Flight of Passage, which is a flying e-ticket simulator attraction, probably like Soarin'. And then it says guests will be able to learn to fly with a mountain banshee. I don't even know what that means. Is it like a yeti? Like, I don't know.
No, a banshee. It's a,
Is it a
flying
bird,
creature.
right? It's sort of like a bird.
Kind of like a bird, yes.
And
Prehistoric looking.
And then the Navi River Journey, which is a boat attraction. And we've heard that it's going to be on the short side, but we'll see. I mean, I have no idea exactly.
Yeah, we will see. I'm, having high expectations. Let's have high, really big expectations.
No, I like to keep my expectations
I'm
low.
kidding. I was looking for that.
I always like my expectations to be raised. I don't like them to be lower.
Right, and hopefully you don't have to really be a fan of the whole Avatar thing. I mean, sort of like Harry Potter, you can still enjoy those rides even if you aren't a big fan. Let's talk about this character here, though. This is a holdover from Beastly Kingdom. And this
Beastly Kingdom?
Yeah.
There was no Beastly Kingdom.
Well, originally they were going to have Beastly Kingdom at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and this was there, part of the boat ride that you would do, and it is a remnant. It's still there.
I did not know it was considered for Beastly Kingdom. And we went to the Nomad Lounge. We were trying to figure out where to eat, and it was like, okay, well, why don't we go to the Nomad Lounge?
We chose wisely. That right there is where we ate, and it was so relaxing. I felt like a sheik sitting in that comfortable...
Is that what you... It was nice. It was very comfortable.
It's very nice.
And it was actually a very nice day. Like, today was very chilly this morning, but a couple days ago it was gorgeous.
I really like the Kangaroos beer, by the way. We first had it when we dined at Tiffin's, and it's really good.
Do you like that?
I
don't drink
really
beer.
like it a lot. I would have it every time.
So there's no discount here unless you have tables in Wonderland. So we paid full price. It's not an inexpensive meal, but we really enjoyed it. This is a Tiffin's bread service, and that costs $10. And it's not like Sanaa with a huge bread service, but there's different dipping sauces and different types of bread.
And the presentation, it's actually
nice.
Comes in a tiffin.
Yes.
A tiffin is a sort of a lunch,
It's
sort of
like a
lunch
lunch
pail.
box,
Yeah,
yes.
lunch box. We saw a movie about the tiffin.
We did. There was a movie. It's actually an excellent movie. And they showed what a tiffin is, which is the only reason I know.
Now this was tremendous, these wings here. I would say probably better than the Ohana wings. I would absolutely say that. They're wonderful.
So these are Asian barbecue wings with pickled vegetables. It doesn't look like that isn't a lot of vegetables, though, is it?
Not a lot of
It's
vegetables.
more like a pickled vegetable.
But a good amount of wings.
And that costs $9. And this is the African Spice Wagyu beef sliders. These are $14, and they come with vinegar, potatoes. These remind me of the ones at Jack Lindsay's.
Right, nothing special.
There's nothing I wouldn't pay. These are $14. I don't think it's worth it at all.
Well, back to the wings. I would say the wings here better than the Jock Lindsay wings, which I love a lot. I would say those are my number 2 wings. And this drink is phenomenal.
This is called the Hightower Rocks. It includes tequila and watermelon, lime juice, a couple other things, and it is very refreshing drink. And it does not taste like it has really tequila in it. Like I could probably drink like 10 of them.
It's like a nice dessert and a nice little cocktail to go with it.
So it's really good.
So this is the new, I guess maybe it's not new, but it's the recently reopened Tree of Life Trails. And it's quite nice to be able to go through the backside of the Tree of Life with the waterfalls and everything. It's very beautiful. There's some animal encounters back there. So I would recommend if you haven't ever been there, or at least not recently, check it out.
Yeah, I think the porcupine was new, and there's supposed to be, I think, a turtle or a tortoise back here. I didn't see that, but I saw the porcupine. So I thought that was really nice. And I just like the one thing about Disney's Animal Kingdom Park when it first opened is that it really was about exploring. And it's nice to be able to explore a little more again.
Absolutely. We were there again today, and I saw more trails that I hadn't seen before. So that was really nice. Like you said, exploration, that's really part of the idea of the park. Anyway, this is really cool. More Christmas time fun. Dinoland, I see the dinosaurs wearing a Sandy Claus hat.
And I forgot to look up, this dinosaur has a name, and I cannot remember the name right now.
Dino. Let's call him Dino.
We'll just call it Dino.
Dino. Dino the dinosaur.
It's funny because I remember Santasaurus.
Well, we will see Santasaurus. That
every
actually
time I go to
is labeled.
Dinoland,
Right.
Every time I go to Dinoland, I want to see Santasaurus.
Santasaurus is a classic. He returns every year.
And I love the decorations in Dinoland. I don't really go to Dinoland that much. It's not, for me, that exciting overall. But when it comes to Christmas time, I just really enjoy the decorations. Really, in all the lands are so unique to each other. Each land is unique.
I agree with you, especially Christmas. Christmas, that's the time for me too, for Dinoland. Here it is, Santasaurus. And there he is. He has his Santa Claus beard, his bag of toys, and his Sandy Claus hat.
So if you go to, this is in Chester and Hester's, which is, again, in Dinoland, obviously. But there's also other little dinosaurs around that have, like, you might have an elf, a little dino elf. But Santasaurus is the big one. And for some reason, I always have to visit Santasaurus at least once every year.
Of course. But yeah, keep your eyes open. Look around. There's lots of little Christmas things. Now, these guys have returned, the Kangaroos.
They've been gone probably a couple of years now, and it was really nice to see them back. And I think the day we saw them back was the day of that viral video, that big viral video.
Yes, with the guy...
kind of boxing. But everybody, they all were able to get away. The dog, the kangaroo,
well,
and the guy.
Turns out, in olden days, they actually had kangaroos that boxed in the rings. If you look it up,
I've never
you
heard
can
of
see
that.
boxing kangaroos. True story.
But I bet, you know what? These animals, these kangaroos here at Disney's Animal Kingdom don't have
yes,
to do that.
I
They
predict
can just
no boxing.
enjoy
They can just
bouncing
hop around and be a kangaroo.
And you know what? It's really nice to see them back. That was one of my favorite animal encounters at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
So a real great day at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now we're going to jump over to Disney's Hollywood Studios. Christmas time at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, and it was nice to come back. The Garland always kind of reminds me, the new Garland reminds me of Cars Land, with the...
Maybe it is.
No,
Maybe it's recycled
isn't.
tires from Mater's
But
Junkyard Jamboree.
And we have... Now, you can meet Santa Claus not just at one park or Disney Springs, but also here as well, because he's at Epcot, he's at Disney Springs, and he is here, and I think this is the best location to meet Santa Claus at Walt Disney World this year.
Oh, it's a fantastic location. It looks like you really get a good amount of time with him too. They don't really rush you through with Santa. I observed him meeting the guests, and like you said, what a great location. It reminds me of Disney's California Adventure. The setup there is very similar because they put him in a shop. That's usually a shop, just like they're doing here.
Well, this is in the Once Upon a Time store. It's over, it says like Carthay Circle, though there's no restaurant in here like at DCA. This is just a very gorgeous location. So if you're going before Christmas to Walt Disney World, and you want a Christmas card, this is where to get it.
By the way, Santa just told me he has to go and call Mrs. Claus, so that's why he was leaving the meet and greet. So Santa always has a good reason to depart. PizzeRizzo! Oh, I love PizzeRizzo.
So PizzeRizzo is where the Buzz Lightyear, what was it called?
Pizza Planet.
Pizza Planet was.
And before that, it was the Studio Showcase.
Yes, and Pizza Planet, I've really only been inside once or twice. It wasn't that much of interest to me. And I'm not really a fan of the pizzas, which this one also has the same pizza. If you've been to Pizza Planet, this is the same pizza.
It's a standard,
little
personal
round
pizza, a Disney personal pizza. So nothing special really with the food, but
the decor and the atmosphere and just being inside this restaurant, especially upstairs. Like, don't eat downstairs. Go upstairs, especially to the banquet room, which we're going to show.
Look at these great souvenirs that aren't available.
Not available, and... why not? Like, why not? Like, I think they would sell so many of some of those items.
I would have bought some. Mm-hmm. That's a true story.
So this is a huge restaurant. It's 2 floors. The only problem is, like, Star Wars Land is not open and there's no Osborne light. So when we've been there, and like yesterday when I was there weren't that many guests inside because there really isn't. It's near the Muppets area and there's not a lot else going on.
It's in an out-of-the-way place right now. Now, that will not last forever, but for now, it's
for the next 4 years or so. That's
4
the way,
years.
yeah. That's
well, you
the
have
way
low
it's gonna
expectations.
Be. Well, maybe 5.
Here is the menu for the standard fare.
The standard, yes. So they have a meatball sub. There's like 4 different types of personal pan pizzas. They come with a salad.
Although the beer selection has been changed. I guess they do have a...
Muppet beer?
No,
I don't think there's a Muppet beer.
Well, here is the Employee of the Month. Very suspicious there. I don't know how you'd be the Employee of the Month. Well, if you spilled your drink and everything. But this rat there seems to be the Employee of the Month. He had spilled his rat pizza.
And this says, Rizzo, I'm down to my last money, so I took your first monies. I owe you. Because that was
Pepe.
supposed to be like the first dollar. And this is his, first apron?
I believe that is, it is PizzeRizzo's original apron. Very 1916. Oh, boy.
And there he is with the Leaning Tower of Pizza. And also downstairs, there isn't, I was just going to say, there's not a lot to look at downstairs. But once you go upstairs, there is a lot to look at.
Well, here's the best part. Most people don't go upstairs.
That's true.
So if you go upstairs, you'll have a relaxing and delightful time unless it's extremely busy, because when we were there, downstairs was packed and it was loud. And as you can see from this video, empty upstairs, and just a wonderful place to hang out and dine.
And there's a lot of different, like these, okay, well, this is from
the Streets of America.
Right.
That's right. So there are a lot, anytime you see a New York reference like that, it's most likely from the Streets of America. That was over the fake subway area that went down to nowhere.
And they have all these albums on the wall, and all of them.
Mice Girls.
Yes, it all is something to do with like rats or Muppets. And but if you keep looking on the walls, I mean, to the left, we're going to see caricatures, but also all the trash cans. There's different kinds of...
Don't forget about it. Yes. Toss your trash.
And there's at least 4 or 5 different ones. So, and they there's a bunch of each. So right. You can just kind of look around. These are caricatures of the Muppets, and there's quite a few different ones.
The Electric Mayhem Band, Dr. Teeth. You know, it's funny because that band did perform right outside, right across the street. They had a Muppet show. So, there's a lot of history of the Muppets at Disney's. At the time, it was MGM Studios. And
this reminds me sort of, like the Brown Derby, where you have the different caricatures, and they haven't faded yet from the sun, which is nice.
Yeah, everything is brand new, brand spanking new.
And you've got Beaker there, and...
I believe Guy Smiley is there.
I don't know who, all the Muppet names are.
Oh, this is one of my favorite
This
parts.
is my favorite one, and I ate there yesterday.
The banquet hall.
Right, and there's a disco ball, and they play music, and the music is like wedding type music or party type music.
It's like an eternal wedding, and you can even see, and I think I'm going to pan down and show it to you, there's a dance floor area. It's actually a real dance floor, so you could have a real wedding reception. I bet you somebody's going to have a wedding there.
They could, and they play, like Girls Just Want to Have Fun is on rotation, but there's also
YMCA, all standard wedding stuff,
and not that loud. So when you go up there, it's just reasonably music. The music is very reasonably toned down, which is very nice.
And there's that dance floor I was mentioning. Although right now there's chairs on it, it wouldn't be that hard to move them away if you wanted to do some dancing.
This is probably one of my favorite places now in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Even though the pizza is just average for me, I really love this room.
You might change your tune though if it was packed with screaming guests.
Are they going to be all screaming?
The kids could be unhappy.
Well, when I went in there was nobody there.
Well, so you're spoiled, like me.
Well, I don't think it's going to be. Most guests are not going upstairs right now. So there's also, you see Fozzie Bear. There's all kinds of different notes and everything here.
Fish juggler for hire. We should hire him.
I don't think that's the case. And okay, Gonzo's Royal Flush. There's a toilet. The toilets there are called the Gonzo's Royal Flush. Not that they're interesting inside. They're not. They themed them outside. But
no royalty in there?
There's nothing inside.
No special flush. Mm-mm. Very disappointing. The view. I like this new patio, though. Patio is great.
This is a big restaurant. So you can sit outside upstairs, and I believe you can sit outside downstairs. And
right. Downstairs, packed. Every table taken.
That's probably, that's the one place that was packed.
Upstairs, empty.
And this was, you can kind of see a little bit of the construction. You can see the Muppets courtyard. And
that would have been a nice place to dine right there. You kind of pull up and you have this beautiful view. You can sort of just look over the whole Muppet area.
I like the banquet room, though. I mean, they're all nice, but I really like the banquet room.
We'll have to get good food someplace else, bring it here, and then just sit there and relax and have a nice dining experience.
I don't know. I would have to go to Disney Springs to get the food I want, probably.
Epcot. Can you not bring a
I don't think so.
Via Napoli pizza here?
No. I think that, the pizza's all right, but it's certainly worth it for that banquet room. But this is downstairs, and you can can tell the downstairs is just kind of average.
Now, this is one of my favorite parts of all. It is this neon sign outside, and if you look carefully at the neon sign, it seems to have a little sputter with the neon, and I believe it's going to give a secret message very soon. Let's watch it. It's rat pizza.
It's rat pizza.
So truth in advertising, I suppose.
And it's funny because when Chefs de France at Epcot had the Remy that would go around, a lot of people didn't like that they had a rat themed in the restaurant, but now I think it's somehow it's become normal, so it's okay to have rat themed. And those are the Jingle Bells. I don't think they used to move. I don't remember them always
Jingle Bells.
moving.
No, I think that's true. I don't think they always move. They have gotten better over the years. So the Jingle Bells, and there is the Hollywood Studios tree, which used to be in front of the great movie ride, the Chinese Theater building.
That was a long time ago.
So now we're going to jump over to Epcot. I went to a special event. It was a special Star Wars announcement, and here's Michael Roddy, show director over there, who is announcing a bunch of stuff for the Hollywood Studios. In a galaxy far, far away, they're going to be Rogue One characters added. So that was one of the big announcements. And another announcement was Star Wars Launch Bay also has the Rogue One characters. Now, you weren't able to go. Actually, we both tried to get in. Neither of us were able to, but my friend Jeannie had a +1, and she invited me, so that's the only reason we got to be there. So anyway, I had a good time. And the next announcement was Star Tours back to random. So you're not always doing the same new place from the new film. So you're going to have Rogue One characters added also, I've been told. Plus the big news was you're going to have 2 fireworks shows starting December 16th, which is the day before the Rogue One film premiere. So
for a couple of weeks or so.
Right.
For the Christmas Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, and then the
Galactic
Star Wars.
Spectacular. So, and they're adding Rogue One scenes too. So lots and lots of all this Rogue One stuff leads to what we're about to see now. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. They had a actor from the film, Mads Mikkelsen, who I had known from the James Bond film, Casino Royale. He was the villain in the film, so I recognized him from that. Apparently, he is also in Doctor Strange and Hannibal, a TV show I've not seen. But anyway, it was really cool to have him there and give his thoughts on being in the film. So that was a big surprise. Do you recognize him?
Of course, I recognize him more from the Casino Royale.
So all the other stuff was sort of a prelude to this. This is sort of the main act here. We have the stormtroopers coming out, and something interesting is going to happen to Spaceship Earth. Although they kind of let the cat out of the bag. National news was talking about how the Spaceship Earth was going to transform into the Death Star. What do you think about that? Spaceship Earth into the Death Star.
I would rather see it turned into a big Christmas ornament. But I guess it was interesting. It's just a one-day thing.
Well, we were there when Mike Wazowski and Sully were on the ball.
Well, I think that was more interesting.
It was for Summer Nightastic.
Right. It was more interesting because it was so colorful. Like, this isn't colorful. It sort of still looked like Spaceship Earth.
Well, I'll talk more about that. Here we have the Advanced Weapons Research Troopers, otherwise known as Death Troopers. Those are the guys that are actually on the Death Star, and I've never seen them before. It was kind of like a first appearance, and they were pretty menacing looking here. And of course, we have the General. It's we've seen this General around before. I'm sure you recognize him.
I do. Yes, I do recognize him.
So it's very nice.
I think he knows a lot about music.
I am sure. I think he knows an awful lot about music and about Death Stars.
Yes.
So anyway, here we go. It's the big transformation now. And right off the bat, I have to say, much more impressive in person than video captures. So, you could see, here it is. It's the Death Star. It's kind of turning and facing to do a demonstration, and all this music and sirens are going off, and it's going to be shooting. So you're about to see the shooting effect. I have to say, very, very cool.
It does look a little like Mike Wazowski, but not green.
I don't know if that's what they were going for.
Because it's like you've got the one eye. So it's almost like they brought in Mike Wazowski, but then they turned him not green.
You think would they use the same projection?
No, I don't think so. But
there it is. They're
see, there's the green. So
there's the green.
It is almost exactly like Mike Wazowski.
Interesting theory. Anyway, it was very controversial. I mean, it's only a one-night thing. I thought it was fine. I think with the whole Death Star thing, they could have perhaps done a more intense projection, because you really can sort of still see the Spaceship Earth shape and everything.
I never watched it. This is the first time I'm even seeing it all. I mostly just watched Twitter because it was so funny to see everybody's, different reactions to it.
Well, how do you like? What do you think from watching it on the video?
I'm sure it was better in person.
You're very diplomatic, you are. Anyway, we're going to add this. This is big news here. This new express transportation just started a couple days ago. We happen to be in the park, and we have these brochures here. Single day is $15. Multi-day, which is 7 days after the first use, is $24. And what it is it's a bus transportation that'll take you from inside the park. So if you want to go to the Magic Kingdom, to Epcot or Animal Kingdom, it's a backstage.
You don't have to go through security or anything again. It just takes you to, let's say you're at the Magic Kingdom, they will take you straight to Epcot, no security.
And here at the Magic Kingdom, you're getting on the bus right here behind Buzz Lightyear, right? So, I mean, great locations. And
you do need a park hopper ticket. I believe it starts at 10 a.m. It goes to all 4 theme parks. And it would be really quick. So, it's one of those upcharges where I think it's going to be very popular. It is, I believe it's only a test mode right now. I think it's going to do very well. I think they'll probably raise a price because it will do well. And I think the 7-day option is a good deal.
I agree. I think if you're really wanting to do park hopping, it is a very good deal. Now, let's answer some questions. We put this up on our Facebook and we got a bunch of questions. First question, annual pass holders, can they still buy into this? The answer is yes. They can get both options, the single day or the 7-day option. There'll be no discounts for annual pass holders. We were also asked about handicap accessibility and all that. They're regular buses, the same buses that'll pick you up in the regular area. So the answer is yes, no problem for the disabilities.
Okay.
And this is the location to board the bus at Epcot, right next to Spaceship Earth, between the restrooms and guest relations. I should tell you, when you walk up there and you ask when the bus is coming, the cast member will say it leaves on the 20 and the 50 or something like that.
It's every half hour.
Right,
yeah,
but they know. They will tell you exactly what time.
Right.
So you can jump on Spaceship Earth and get one more ride on if you want. You can really maximize your times, and I like that. It's not like you just wait there and then the bus will show up eventually.
And it takes you into the park, so it really does save time. Again, you do go through security the first time, but after that you would not.
There's been a lot of these upcharges added lately with those cabanas, those $700 cabanas and this and that and everything else. This is the only one I think is something I would even do.
I would, and if I was coming in from out of town, I would probably do it.
So anyway, that was the latest news. I can't believe it. That is another show.
That's another show.
Thanks to our sponsors, MEI Travel, Mouse Fan Travel.
Check them out for great service, and they will, again, watch your reservation for the best deals.
Also, allears.net, the weekly newsletter. Highly recommended. Check them out in the show notes.
And free.
And free. Free is good. Anyway, that is another show. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Have a great week. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. We're going to have a big surprise. Hang in there for next week. We are going somewhere, and you'll find out after next week.
Have a great week.